Welcome to the Swimming from Home talk show. I'm here with Elliot, the head coach of the University of Hawaii swim team. So you guys were able to have your conference meet pretty much as normal, is that right?
That's right. That went on as scheduled, no flaws.
Okay.
Yeah, and then about a week later, kind of hit the fan.
Gotcha. So yeah, can you take me through, so starting with the conference, how did you feel about how your conference meet went? And then can you kind of take me through that next week when it hit the fan?
Sure. So at Hawaii last year, our men's and women's team won the conference, and so that was the first time in school history both men and women won at the same time. Our women have won 4 years in a row. Our men have gone third, second, first, first.
Okay.
So to come back and do it again was pretty special. Um, it just kind of put an exclamation point on it, and we had a great meet. It was great vibes all around. Logistics were smooth, um, and we pulled off the victory, and it was a lot of fun energy, which I'm sure we're all missing right now.
Yeah, definitely.
So after that, we went to a last chance meet at University of Georgia, picked up some more NCAA qualifiers. And then, yeah, just about 3 days before we were going to depart for women's NCAAs, we all kind of got the news.
Yeah. And so how has your team been handling it? Is campus closed, so kids had to go home? What does that look like for your team?
So we think Hawaii is a pretty good place to be during this time. Just the isolation factor, the tropical environment,
Hmm.
all five branches of the military here. There's a lot of fresh air and open space. So a lot of our athletes stayed. Um,
Hmm.
they're all here on island, and we're just doing our best to communicate with them. That's our main objective is communication at this time. We still have our phones and internet, so let's be present and let's use it the best we can. Our first round of phone calls were pretty brief. Just, are you okay? Where are you at? What are your plans?
Hmm.
Um, and then now we really want to just really connect with them and have solid phone conversations. Just, what are your plans for today? What'd you eat for dinner last night? Are you getting some good sleep? What's your workout plan for the next couple days? So communication is priority at this time. We started a newsletter that we're going to send out once a week, just with body weight exercises, a yoga package, things to read, race analysis, um, and overall just educational things. We have a lot of time in our hands, so let's get better in a different way. Also communicating just with our alumni, with the families of the student athletes, and then personally just with coaches around the country and around the world, uh, with friends maybe we haven't spoke to in a long time, and relatives, and just communicating to everybody that we care about.
Yeah. Yeah. So just to make sure, so is the University of Hawaii locked down? Is the pool, barren? Can you guys swim at all? What is your situation?
Right. So no athletic facilities and no organized workouts through May 15th.
Okay.
So we're pretty much shut down until then. Right
Hmm.
now, the campus does remain open, and dorms are open. Um, so that's still good to go.
Yeah.
But right now, we're no workouts, no organized activities through mid-May.
Okay.
Um, as a coaching staff, we're kind of looking at best and worst case scenarios. So say it does open May 15th, what's that going to look like? And then also preparing for worst case, maybe if we don't have anything until August.
Yeah. Yeah. So is like the city you're in Honolulu? Is that right?
Yep, we're in Honolulu. They just put a shelter in place for 14 days here. Um, the governor issued a mandatory 14-day quarantine for anybody coming into the island. Um, that's a good thing. I think a lot of people were actually wanting him to shut down the island completely,
Yeah.
which, to be honest, wouldn't be too bad. So the beaches are closed. So, it's kind of different seeing barren beaches here. The
Mhm.
ocean is open for business. That doesn't close down.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, pretty much the same as everywhere else in the world. But we're just lucky to have this to open our doors and our windows and have this fresh air and this nice environment.
Yeah, definitely. Um, yeah, so you explained that you've been doing a newsletter and everything, but how do you feel like this has changed your perspective as just the head coach of a program? Thus far into this process that could last who knows how long.
Yeah, I keep on looking at this quote every day that says, if anyone wants to keep creating, you have to accept change. And that's what we're doing right now. And you have to think of it as, there's a lot of negative news going around, but you have to also think of it as an opportunity for personal growth and just growth in a different way that we're maybe not used to. Um, these athletes have their usual regiment and itinerary, and now they're actually looking and take care of themselves, cooking for themselves, making a daily plan for themselves rather than being taken care of. Um, so overall, it's different, but we have to, take the positives out of it. Let's make our program as efficient as possible. Let's communicate as much as we can.
Hmm.
Just trying to make the best of it.
Yeah, definitely. What have your days gotten busier, less busy? Have you incorporated more stuff that you weren't doing before into them? What's your day to day looking like?
Um, well, this is a time where we can like control our day, and so I've set up, and what we're telling our athletes to do is just set up a daily regiment.
Mhm.
I'd say the biggest difference is just a lot of phone calls, a lot of FaceTime, um, just a lot of phone calls, whether it's again with current team or recruits, family, friends, a lot of phone time.
Yeah, yeah, that sounds pretty cool. That this is a time where you can communicate a lot more than you might normally have time to do. Um,
Yeah, and just we all need to, again, there's a lot of negative news out there, but let's make the best out of this time. Let's make sure there's some beams of sunshine during this dark time. So any positive vibes you can put out there in the world, like it's a great chance for our older swimmers, our Olympic swimmers, to connect to younger swimmers. Um, it's a great way to share ideas amongst coaches, around the world, around the U.S., around the NCAA. A lot of classes are now online for everybody, so this is a great time to get like the highest team GPAs ever. Um, so
yeah,
let's kind of take a turn and see how we can get better out of all this. Personal health, personal hygiene, taking care of ourselves, communicating with our team and our loved ones. Yeah.
yeah. Um, yeah, I mean, you mentioned Olympic athletes. Obviously, the news was made official this morning that the Olympics will be postponed at least until sometime until 2021. Did did you have an initial reaction to that?
Yeah, definitely in support of postponing it. For sure. I'd say if everything was just moved back 1 year exactly, that'd be very nice. It gives everybody a bit of sense of relief right now. There's a lot of people scrambling, looking for pool time, swimming in hotel pools, but at the same time, that's kind of going against the mandates, that
Yeah,
we're supposed to follow. So there is a sense of relief that we don't have to do that scramble anymore. But it's also important that we stay on course and keep direction. The Olympics will happen. So now's not the time to be like, oh, it's just free time and I can do whatever I want. Like we still have to have this sense of direction and purpose and help each other and still get better in some sort of way.
yeah. And I know you mentioned this with communicating, but I think this is for me personally, it's changed kind of how I set goals because kind of every day you're intaking so much new news and there's a lot of change within every day. And so for me, trying to figure out, well, what am I going to do today? And, you talked about asking your athletes, like, what are you going to eat for breakfast? How are you going to work out? Has this changed the way you have approached goal setting, either short term or long term?
Yeah, we're used to having things a bit more in our control,
Yeah.
where we can plan out and forecast and set goals. And now we don't. There's a whole lot of unknowns. So you kind of really just bring it into yourself. So what are my health goals? How's my diet? What are my fitness goals for the day? Um, my smoothie game has gotten really good. So just kind of focusing on yourself and getting better in that way. And that starts just with right now and today. And that's what we can control, is what we do today. And just one step at a time, one day at a time, take care of yourself, and we'll get through it.
Yeah. What has been your favorite smoothie that you've made so far?
Oh, uh, bananas, berries, almond milk, almond butter. Um, Put that in the Vitamix and put a little honey on top.
Ooh, yeah, that sounds like a good one.
Yeah.
Um, have you found, with all this time to yourself, have you, um, I guess, consciously or subconsciously done any sort of reflecting on kind of changes you can make going forward, or just reflecting on things that have happened in the past? Kind of anything that you've maybe taken for granted in the past?
Definitely. The value in all of this is really maintaining and even expanding your relationships. So we're used to have this pool and this workout and these times and these paces to do, and now we don't. But we still do have each other. So, for me, I as a first year as a head coach, I was really in with making sure that our travel is all good, that our training plan is set, that we are in compliant with all the NCAA rules, and
Mm-hmm.
really caught up in this administration. And upon reflection, it's the communication and the relationships that are very important. And so for me, it's a lot of reflection of taking care of the athletes as people,
Mm-hmm.
not just as swimmers, but making sure they are, being good people during this time and getting better in some sort of way. So I've kind of gotten away from the administration and more dove into just, again, how are these relationships? How can we get better? Let's talk.
Yeah. Have you maybe, aside from the face-to-face relationships on a daily basis, have you found yourself, with all this time at home, missing anything that you didn't expect to?
Yeah, I mean, I miss our team and the coaches. It's like now we're doing video coaching conference calls, and
Mm-hmm.
we had 50 athletes that we recruited to come here because we love this place, and you don't get to see them every day. And I miss that face to face contact. But again, we try to FaceTime and do as many calls as we can.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. um, for a younger athlete, or someone who who is struggling, especially for a swimmer who's out of the pool right now, and really misses that. Do you have anything that you would tell them? I mean, obviously, you've stressed communication a lot. But yeah, anything you might say to a younger athlete?
Now's a good time to take a deep dive into like why you're in the sport. Why do you love it? I've been making a lot of lists and writing things down, and just to really take a deep dive into why you enjoy this sport so much, and just hold those values and remember that, because we will get through this. But it's get better in a different way. It's all about personal growth. Like Ivy League schools have 450 classes online. Say you're not swimming, but you can still be athletic and get better in some sort of way. Race analysis is great. Watch videos of yourself swimming and watch videos of pros swimming and take notes. Let's just all get better, in this time in some way. Again, there's a lot of negative news going on out there, but we also have to think of it as an opportunity for personal growth.
Yeah. Any closing thoughts that you've got?
Just stay positive, everybody. Keep the good vibes going. Do what you're told. Follow the mandates that are set in front of you. It is serious, but let's all look at it as an opportunity. When we do resume, things will probably be different, but let's not let it stop us. It's a different time, but stay positive, stay healthy, take care of yourself, communicate, focus on your studies, and we'll be good.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time, Elliot.
All right. Thanks, Coleman.